week you sounded a bit concerned about getting out and practicing and getting used to the conditions. How did it go today with that in mind?
I'm very happy. You know, I had a horrible headache when I had to do the press the other day, so I'm feeling way better, and I'm happy I got the first match out of the way. I was feeling really good in practice actually, and I got the hard work in, a good quality, and today I thought, you know, I'm moving well, which is key on this surface because the easy shots and the easy points are not going to happen so easily here like they maybe do in Dubai or in Australia or at the indoor season. So I also got to adjust my game accordingly, and Schwartzman can be tough, you know, he can take time away from you and you know, take charge from the baseline. So I was happy I was trying at least, and sometimes I was successful playing on my terms, and I know there's certain things I can do better, but for a first round it's a good start.
Roger, I appreciate that it's a different type of tournament, a different city and all that sort of stuff, but how much are you looking forward to playing Seppi?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to playing him again, you know. I was very disappointed with the performance I had in Australia. I know he can play well, I know he can beat me, that's not the problem, but it was the way I was hitting the ball. It wasn't, I wasn't playing very committed. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to hit my forehand and backhands, and then it was just a tough match overall, and the match slipped away from me. So it was disappointing. I really thought Seppi did a good job and nice job of, you know, putting the pressure on me as well, because we all know how well he can hit his forehand and his backhand, how steady he can be, and I hope that this time around it's going to go better for me. I'll be prepared, there's no doubt about that, and I'm happy I'm getting an opportunity to play him right away again.
Well, you played doubles yesterday, and I think I saw you say following Davis Cup that you hadn't known that the tactics in doubles were so extreme. I was wondering if you could just explain what that meant and what kind of adjustments you have to make when you're going from singles to doubles.
Well, it was something that David said. I mean, I know that there's obviously tactics in doubles, but I was surprised at times against certain players that there are such unbelievable patterns to follow. I do believe that when conditions are fast like they were yesterday, there's only so much tactics you can talk about. It's just the big difference I think in doubles is that, you know, you go for your turns at all times, in my opinion, whereas in singles, because nobody's serving volleys anymore, you can get the first return in, and then either you go into the grind or you go for the big shot on the second shot. So I think for the singles players sometimes it's quite a change, and obviously serving volleying at all times is also something we don't do very often, and that's why sometimes it is actually good to play it. I really enjoy it still at times, but I got to be in the right mindset, I got to be prepared the right way, that I actually can enjoy it. Otherwise it's just walking around and going through the emotions, and then you know you made a bad decision playing doubles. So in recent years I've improved that mindset, because I did go through the motions sometimes in the past.
Roger, I just saw on Twitter that you were asking some of your hockey friends what they thought about the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, but I don't know if you ever gave your predictions, or can you talk about your thoughts about the fight, and did you also get a chance to meet either of the fighters? I think Andy said you met Manny last
I saw a picture,
year. Yeah. Have you met either one? And
No.
your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, I haven't met any of them. I'm not like crazy into boxing, to be quite honest. For me, it's a bit all too brutal. So I don't know. I stopped when Tyson stopped, kind of thing. That was for me the end, you know. But I'll try to follow this one. And I don't have a preference necessarily. I just thought it was with Solani, we were looking for a fourth guy, you know, so I was like, let's pick one of the two boxers, you know, everybody's talking about them, and but you know, I'm obviously there's big hype around this match now, and obviously for obvious reasons I'll try to follow it as well, even though I'm not crazy for it.
Yeah, Roger, I caught the end of the Justin Gimelstob interview. He asked you about your longevity. Mm-hmm. You said you sort of planned it this way. I just want to get it straight. Could you expand on that or go into that?
Well, the idea was always trying to be around the game for a long time. And for that, in 2004, when I became world number one, I took a decision with my fitness coach, Pierre, at the time, that we're going to, plan long term. Whatever we'll do, we'll plan long term. Sure, we can chase money, we can chase more tournament victories, we can play more frequently, more often, train harder, whatever we'll do. But we decided we'll try to stay around 20 tournaments during the year, which is a lower number. Now, if you look at the top guys, we all play about pretty much the same. Because if you look back at Felnikov, he used to play 30, 32 events, I remember back in the day. So I said, that's not something I really want to do. If I play, I want to play good. I want to play injury-free if possible. But of course, all the top guys, we always also play hurt. But the goal was to stay around for a long time. And I think I did get inspired by seeing, 32-year-olds, 35-year-olds. And actually, I felt they almost did me a favor that I could play against them. Would they have retired at 28, I would have never seen them on tour. I've never played against them, and my best memories are usually against the guys I used to see on TV. So it's not like I'm doing the young guys a favor to still be around, but I think down the stretch it might be appreciated. And for me, it was important trying to stay around for as long as possible, because I do love the game, and I'm happy that the plan worked. That at 33, I'm still being super competitive and healthy and happy to be on tour.
Roger, you're having a very good year. How do you feel physically? And about your teammate Global Agency, do you have any expectations to sign a new athlete?
So yeah, the year has gone very well. The question was, what did you say?
How are you feeling physically?
How am I feeling physically? Yes, I'm feeling really good actually, because I took a major vacation after the Seppi match, so I took 17 days off. Did a little bit of maintaining, but the majority of the days were just not doing anything other than running around with my kids and taking care of them, and spending time with my wife and my mom, who came on vacation too. So we had a great time. Which heals some problems in your body, which is important for me. To make sure I do get the rest. And then with the agency, I mean, it's Tony's agency, really. I'm just a client, but so he might have plans. I hope he has plans, because he's very excited about Team 8. So am I, and things are going very smoothly. Clients seem happy, which is great.
Couple more questions, Craig. Roger, you were just talking about longevity. Are you still learning about how to play and changing things, or is that now plateaued?
Well, I mean, I've played in humidity, I've played in wind, played against big servers, fast guys. So I've seen it all, basically. But of course, you always have to adjust every time you come back to another event. Even though I've been here 15 times, it's not like I've only played this tournament. Every time I come from another place, from another continent, so I got to keep on adjusting, and I think that makes it more fun, to be honest, that way. I still believe I can improve my game, in what shape or form that is. I'm not going to discuss it here, but I think you have to try to reinvent yourself, and I think tennis is actually one of those sports where I feel like you can always do better. Whatever you do, you can either serve harder, serve more precise, and all that for longer periods of time, maybe not just an hour or 2 or 3, but every single day. So when you go on a practice court as a tennis player, I think there's always something you can do, and most of the time you actually feel like you don't have enough time to improve your game. I don't want to say it's frustrating in any way, but I find it very, very interesting.
Roger, have you tried to talk with Martin last days? What do you
With
think
who?
about, have you tried to talk with Martin in last few days? What do you think about the situation who is created by him in Davis Cup?
I don't know who you're talking about. Juan Martin, Del Potro?
To talk with Jan Martin.
Juan Martin.
Yeah.
Jan Martin,
From Switzerland?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 different situations, similar problems. So, Davis Cup, yeah. No, I haven't spoken to him. I don't know him very well, to be quite honest. I only saw him for 4 days in Davis Cup in Geneva, and I've seen him sporadically at some of the Grand Slams and some of the tournaments. I only followed it from afar. Severin and my physio, who was the physio during the tie, told me about what happened and why the decisions, and team comes first, and clearly if you don't think that way, there's no role and no place for you to be in. I think it's a difficult situation for him now, and I think it's important for Swiss tennis and the captain to take the right decisions moving forward, because this kind of a behavior is not acceptable, in my opinion. But I'm out of it, so I'll just follow it, because I have no say. I'm not involved, and it was disappointing to see from afar, because you don't want to see that happening. But it's the second time it happened now in a few years with separate players, and clearly the players need to get the message that's not how it goes.
Roger, we are starting to see a few younger players come up now, and I was just wondering if you ever recall yourself when you're watching them, and how you can compare yourself now to yourself at that age.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see young guys coming up and seeing them being unbelievably excited about a first round or a new place, or playing on the big stage. You know, it's great to see that. And of course, I see myself, when I used to be the same. Finally, you made it to center court. You made it to playing in front of live audience, big audience. You're on live TV, so everybody's probably behaving a little bit better than if they would be put on court 18. It's normal. So I like to see them grow up in the spotlight and see how they handle the press, handle the fans, handle practice on a daily basis, but then also the matches, with trying to refocus point for point. I think it's not always so easy, but I think for all of us, actually, we wish there were more teenagers in the game, because I find that you get so much information in a short period of time from them.